on Tree-Lined Lane. I am down on the farm's Larry Marble. It's time for your 1245 edition of the program. We appreciate you listening to us on one of these 14 Down on the Farm affiliate stations. And today we're brought to you by the good folks at McCoy's Building Centers. Let's take a look at our ag weather forecast. Sunny and warm. Langtree 95, Hondo 92, 93 in New Braunfels, 93 in Georgetown, 95 in Carrizo Springs, 93 in LaGrange. Your Friday, sunny. Lows anywhere from, say, 65 to 73. Highs, we'll call it 94 to 98. On Saturday, we'll call the lows 67 to 74. And our highs anywhere from, say, 94 to 104. Neighbor, there's your ag weather. McCoys.com. McCoys wants to be your source for farm and ranch equipment and supplies specifically suited to your operation. Are you designing a horse farm or a new cattle handling facility? How about your 4-H or FFA project pens? McCoy's Farm and Ranch Specialist, Cliff Mullinex, can help. Contact your local McCoy's store at McCoys.com and find out how to get Cliff out to the farm today. That's www.mccoys.com. Neighbor, let's take a look at those commodities of ag interest, courtesy of the good folks at McCoy's. July corn, 764.5, down 7 3/4. July beans, 1720 3/4, up 39 3/4. July Kansas City hard red winter wheat, up 5 1/2 at 1238 3/4. December number 2 cotton down 193, 122.68. August live cattle down 32.5. 132.20. August feeder cattle down 180, 166.15, and your July lean hog contract 109.15, up $1.20. The June U.S. dollar index down 162 at 101.91, and your July West Texas Intermediate crudes up 392 at 114.26. Neighbor, there's your commodities of ag interest brought to you by McCoy's. Neighbor, with preferred cattle chutes, hay rings, corral panels, and more, McCoy's is ready to become your farm and ranch outfitter. Visit the McCoy stores in this region. I know they've got them in San Angelo. I know they've got them in Abilene. Stores near you. Find the products you need at McCoys.com. Neighbor, now it's time to talk to my friend Tom Nicoletti. We haven't done so in a while. His program, Focus on Ag, from the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. Tom, what's our topic?
U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol doubles grower participation. I'm Tom Nicoletti with Focus on Agriculture on the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network. The U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol has announced that farmer participation for the 2021-22 crop doubled since the program's pilot last year. The Trust Protocol's mission is to bring quantifiable and verifiable goals and measurements to the key sustainability metrics of U.S. cotton production. And one of those growers is on the line with us today. His name is Barry Evans. He is in the Texas Panhandle in Swisher County. And Barry, why is doubling grower participation important?
Doubling grower participation is very important. It helps show how progressive the farmers are here in the Southwest. The Southwest, we have about 50% of the total cotton acreage in the program, which is just a great success story. Whenever we sell our cotton to a merchant, the merchant's just the middleman. The person that drives those purchases is the end consumer, and we're seeing that the consumer is demanding more transparency all the time on where the goods come from. We're seeing the brands and retailers right now, they are making lists of sustainable raw materials, not just cotton, but other raw materials that can be made into clothing. And they are making public commitments that 100% of their sourcing is going to come from those lists over the next few years. In the United States, we have such a great success story on how good we grow cotton. But if it's not verified and you can put numbers to it, it doesn't mean anything. Other people around the world don't know it. So the U.S. Cotton Trust Protocol verifies what we're doing in the United States, and we're going to be at the top of that list whenever they're looking to source cotton.
More with Texas Panhandle cotton farmer Barry Evans on our next program. I'm Tom Nicoletti with the Texas Farm Bureau Radio Network.
Neighbor, I grew up on the Castro-Swisher County line on a group of farms called the Nanny Pastures. My dad farmed 7 of them. Barry was just a few years older than me. He went to school at Cress. I went to school at Hart. I saw him a lot because my girlfriend that I dated all through high school was from Cress. So I'm glad to know that Barry's doing so well. Barry, if you're listening, we followed you for a long time.
When we moved to Texas, we were like fish out of water. We didn't know anyone in our neighborhood until our Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent came to the house. She was so helpful and reassuring, a friendly face with that Texan hospitality I'd heard about. When we purchased a Texas Farm Bureau insurance policy, we knew we were making the right choice. We knew our family would be protected.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to find an insurance agent who's a true neighbor. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Neighbor Hop Singh says he's ready to feed us lunch. He's got chicken fried steak, jalapeno gravy, Nanny Seized rolls, and a cold cucumber salad. I've got coffee. I'll pour a glass of iced tea. And we'll talk to Carl Herman. Carl, here's your plate. I'll pour the iced tea for you here in just a second. But right now, tell us how they sold them Wednesday at Caldwell.
You know, we had a good sale yesterday. We had Tuesday night, early Wednesday morning, we had 1.5 inches of rain on a wide area, which was great. Everybody loved it. Cooled off everything a little bit, and but we had a good sale. Had over 550 head for 106 consigners, 45 buyers on a steady market on the calves and the cows. On the cows, we had 125 slaughter cows and bulls. Slaughter cows 40 to 83, slaughter bulls 65 to 115, stocker cows 550 to 11 1/4, and the pairs 800 to 1250. On the calves, on the steer side, 2 to 3 weights brought 160 to 170, 3 to 4 weights 165 to 192, 3 to 4 weights 161 to 192, 5 to 6 weight steers 155 to 170, 6 to 7 weights 140 to 155, and the 7 to 8 weights 120 to 144. On the heifer side, 2 to 3 weight heifers 145 to 160, 3 to 4 weights 150 to 182, 4 to 5 weights 155 to 235, 5 to 6 weight heifers 145 to 175, 6 to 7 weights 135 to 165, and the 7 to 8 weight heifers 102 to 115. Overall, we had a good day. Had a lot of cattle, good cattle, and look forward to next week.
Well, tell everybody how to get a hold of you.
Okay, my number is 979-820-5349. Call the barn, 567-4119. If you're in the Gatings and surrounding area, call Max Ebner at 540-8676.
Texas Farm Bureau Insurance has protected fellow Texans with auto, home, health, and life insurance since 1952. With more than 260,000 square miles of land and 27 million people, that's a lot to cover. Whether you're wrangling cattle or wrangling kids, we're proud to protect Texans in all Texan ways of life.
Visit Texas Farm Bureau Insurance today at tfbinsurance.com to get insurance for Texans by Texans. Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
We're on the line with Kelly Thigpen, Pearsall Livestock. Kelly, how'd the sale turn out?
Ended up with a short run, Larry. It had pretty good rains around us there and below us, so it certainly had an effect on the numbers today. Ended up with just a little over 200 head of cattle, but market pretty well was fully steady all the way across the board on a short run. It's kind of hard to tell. Some of those classes just weren't tested real heavily, but looked like it just pretty well fully steady. Do want to mention next week, got a little sellout deal. Going to be a few over 200 females there. Be in conjunction with a regular sale on Wednesday. You got about 70 good 2 and 3 year old Brangus heifers that are be bred to Angus bulls. Got some crossbred heifers off of them as well, and then there's going to be some about 40 or so pairs, and then some good crossbred bred cows and some Brangus bred cows, a few Brahman cows in the mix. But be a few over 200 of those females. If anybody needs any good young cows, we'll certainly have some there next week.
Tell everybody how to get a hold of you, Kelly.
You can call us there at the office, 830-334-3653. My mobile number is 334-1047. And the website's PearsallLivestock.com.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Let's take a look at the grains courtesy of John Tuggle, 800-288-4453. Milo through Corpus in May, D's plus 50, $13.81. Houston, $14. Yellow corn to Corpus in May, July plus 95, $8.67 1/4. We'll call Houston $8.92 1/4. Progresso $14.10. Wheat through Houston in May, July plus 130, $13.63 1/4. Houston will call it the same. Houston beans, August, September delivery, November list 15, $14.97 3/4, and we'll call Placido the same. Neighbor, we moved 110 bale of East Texas, Oklahoma cotton. Prices range from $137.16 to $139.40. That's it for the best darn farm show in 100,000 square miles of the great state of Texas. No brag, just fact. I'm Larry Marble. Neighbor, we appreciate you listening. Good day. God bless. We'll see you down the road.